It's your girl, Brittany. She's back. She's better with another video. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the video, click the bell to be notified of every time I post. You know what it is. I know what it is. We know I post frequently. All right, y'all. Y'all already know what we're doing, so say it with me collectively. We are jumping, we are skipping, we hopping, we leaping. We doing it. Dougie bow. Alright, Dougie yow. Into this video. Click the link down in my description box below to become a paid member on my Patreon. We are currently doing Valley Girls Reunion, Baddies Midwest, and Room Hates on the Knicks Network. If y'all want to see reviews of those shows and, tea that's happening on other platforms than Zeus or Now That's TV, make sure y'all go over there, link in the bio. All right, y'all, without further ado, come on, let's get into this video. So in this video, we are getting into Tiki. If y'all haven't seen it yet, she did a sit down with Jason Lee, and I do love Jason Lee's interviews. Like, one thing about it, I feel as though at one point with the whole Chrisean, Blueface moment in time, like, that's when he was really eating, okay? Dog walking everybody, because everybody and their daddy wanted to tune in to see what they had going on. And it definitely was a hot mess, okay? Simple, but the views were absolutely there. And I definitely feel as though he pulled stuff out of people, and he asks us the questions that we want to know. Simple. Like, he don't be around the bush, he asks us questions. Now, I cannot let y'all listen to the video because I don't know if he will put it on YouTube or if Zeus has the copyright to that particular, sound bite or whatever the case is. So to not get my video flag, we just gonna talk through. We're gonna go over some of the little sound bites that they gave us. So as y'all know, she and Chrisean have not talked. The last time that they had talked was on, Baddies. But before that, once Chrisean left and had the baby or whatever the case was, from that to the beginning of Baddies, they did not talk. So, that's like a year, maybe 2 years, somewhere in that area. Obviously, we know that Chrisean was claiming that Tiki allegedly took her innocence from her when they were children. And really more so this, in my opinion, I ain't speak for nobody, but in my opinion, I think this is more so the fact that Chrisean did not want Tiki on Zeus. And, to tarnish her name, she brought this up. Now, that is just my opinion. Who am I to say when somebody should be comfortable to bring something up? If this is true, she has every right to bring up something when she wants to. That is her journey. But in my personal opinion, I feel as though it was brought up when convenient. It was brought up when people needed money, So, and then too, like when they did do the sit down, Chrisean was doing everything but talking about what y'all there for. Like, can we get to it? And to an extent, both of them was kind of just beating around the bush like me. The sit down was for one thing and one thing only. And neither one of y'all are completing the mission, okay? Put the baby down, give the baby to somebody, and let's see, what happens. Let's talk, all this. Now, as y'all know, Tiki is not on Baddies Africa. I personally feel as though, when they first hit Atlanta, she was very thirsty about coming to Africa. Obviously, we picked up Tiki's pattern, and obviously Zeus picked up Tiki's pattern too. As far as her just being like super boring on the show, she might get into one fight on the show, and then at the reunion, she really do her big one. So she just, ice skating through the season and then being the Hulk for the reunion. They picked that up, we picked that up, and we all collectively was like, okay, she's boring. Like, yes, she could fight, but it's like she be holding back the fight. And it's like, girl, you on here to fight. Fight. Get that. Run that. And when she do run it, it's kind of like she keep asking for more and more money as she run it. It's like she almost wants them to pay her more every time she fights somebody. She feels as though like she giving them too much clout. I mean, do your job. Do your job. Because if we take the fighting away, you're boring. You don't give anything. We don't care about your commentary. All we care about is those hands, okay? So use them. So some of the snippets that they gave us was the fact that she said that she doesn't want to blame Blueface, but she feels as though Blueface changed Chrisean, and I am paraphrasing. So with that first one, I definitely agree. But also I would say, in my personal opinion, when it comes to Chrisean, I definitely believe was in love with Blueface. I definitely think she was in love with him. But Chrisean picked and chose when she wanted to be in love. Chrisean, I remember watching the first like Crazy in Love, and at one point she wasn't around him, and somebody asked her something about him, and she was like, yeah, I was acting. I knew what I was doing. I was playing into the role. Like, Chrisean is an actress. She knows what she's doing. She comes out smarter than she plays like she is. Now, maybe her brain cells come back when he's not around. And, maybe when he's around, her brain cells leave. I don't know. But, I definitely know that she did really care about him, love him, all this and that. But Chrisean now and Blueface now is kind of like up and down. Nobody cares. He's in jail. She's out in the world trying to make money. Like, nobody's necessarily paying attention to Chrisean like they did at one point in time. So I will say that I think not only did Blueface change Chrisean, I think the money and the fame changed Chrisean. And I think when it came to Tiki in particular, it seemed as though Tiki, when she came on camera, whether it be on Chrisean's show or, when she came on Baddies, she don't mind turning up on Chrisean. Like, she did not mind fighting Chrisean. Like, when she first got on there, it was like, I'm going to be Chrisean's bully. Like, y'all afraid to fight Chrisean, but Chrisean really afraid to fight me, because she know how I give it up. And I'm going to be honest here. Their hands do not compare. I see why Chrisean was holding the baby the whole time. Because, mind you, Chrisean used to fight girls, used to beat girls up, put girls in the sink, all this, all that. But what I will say, like, Tiki leaves marks for real. Like, she breaks teeth. She really gets in there. Them girls do not be wanting no smoke with her after that. The snippet, they also talked about Chrisean not wanting her on Baddies. I believe that's true. I think, once the full video come out or interview comes out, I definitely believe that she will say, like, yeah, Chrisean did not want me on there. But, again, I understand why Chrisean did not want her on there. She seen already what Zeus and Tiki was trying to do. In my opinion, personally, I think that Chrisean was continuously asking for more and more money. And she probably was the highest paid. I don't care what nobody says. She probably was higher paid than Natalie, for sure. Maybe even Jocelyn, to be honest. I think she was the highest paid on that network. Maybe Blueface was first, then it was her, then Jocelyn, then Natalie. But back in that time that Chrisean had the internet and the world in the palm of her hands, she was trying to milk Zeus for any and everything they had. Like, they'll bring her back here and there now, but they have definitely took the baton and ran with it and was able to milk her as much as they could, but also, bring more people into shows as well, so it wouldn't just be Chrisean. They was able to bring Stunner Girl, the Tommies, other people. So when Chrisean did leave, they had people ready to take her position and to be able to keep the show going. So I will say that. And I definitely believe that Tiki seeing what was going on with her sister, obviously she close to her, she was seeing how much money Chrisean was making. And, when she got on the camera, she was able to give what it's all about, which is fighting. That's the foundation of Zeus. And I think, she was able to take that. She seen that most likely in the background they were having disagreements. Chrisean was asking for more money. They probably was hesitant on it. And she was like, this is the perfect opportunity for me to do better for me and my family. So whether that be me gotta take your spot, it is what it is. Also, definitely pray for her mom. Keep her mom in your prayers. She said her mama is not doing too well. She's battling with drugs. So, I definitely want better for her mom. And, hopefully, like, they are able to get her in rehab or get her some type of help. So, she did say, pray for her mom. I am glad they did leave that part in there because that stuff is definitely real. I have yet to meet a family, that it's not somebody in the family struggling with alcoholism or drug use. So definitely pray for her mom. Also, this too, she was saying, like, because Tiki used to be with Chrisean so much, when her mama seen her, she was like, where's Chrisean? Where's Chrisean? And it kind of made Tiki emotional because she was with Chrisean so much. And the fact that it was like a year, 2 years of them not talking, it definitely got her emotional. So as she's getting emotional, she ends up saying, like, my friends are going to be so mad at me that I cried. So then Jason says, thugs cry too. Now, I love Jason. Love Jason down. I'm going to get to the friends thing in a second. She is not a thug. Like, she's not no thug. And I get what he was trying to say. But I do need us to come to more better wording when women are trying to be vulnerable. Because we've seen that she is the hawk. She is that girl. When push come to shove, she's pushing, she's shoving. She probably can punch through bricks. Does not mean that she's a thug or like she's this hard-bodied woman. We've seen Tiki cry multiple times on the show. We've seen Tiki break down. We've seen that she's very sensitive. Even with Chrisean. Chrisean is very sensitive. So these women are very sensitive women. They do have feelings. They do have emotions. They just can fight well. That's it. That's all. But they are still just a girl. So I definitely need him to do better with the, saying of like thugs cry too. She's not no thug. She's not no hard-bodied woman. Like, this is a sensitive, soft-being woman. She just know how to fight and defend herself. Simple. Now, with her friends being mad at her, I definitely understand, like, the friends not wanting Chrisean to have a lot of power over Tiki. But let's be honest here. They are sisters, At the end of the beginning of the day, we, the viewers, baddies, will come and go. Okay? We will not be stunning these people in years to come. It'll be like, oh, that show I used to watch. We might hear, where are they now? But honestly, people move on with their life and don't care. The fact that, their relationship crumbled on TV is very alarming. And the fact that, something so personal to their personal lives was aired out on TV is very heartbreaking. Not saying that if it's true, Chrisean should have kept it a secret and, just held on to it. Not saying that at all. More so saying, like, you go to therapy, you confront the issue, you confront that person. If you want to get help and seek counseling, you go to a therapist. You go to family therapy, family counseling. More so than taking it to Zeus where they not going to do anything but exploit the whole situation. So it really was no healing there. It was more like, oh, my sister did this. I need my money. $2,000, please. No, not even $2,000. $200,000, please. Stat on the double. Need that. Now, hand is out, So it more so gave like a money grab than a healing or anything like that. It gave like, I want to expose you because you took my spot. And not only that, I'm sure they're thirsty to have me back. So I want the money. And obviously, if we just being for real, in my personal opinion, I think Chrisean has been struggling. Not she got $3 to her name and she can't buy her a Happy Meal. But struggling in the sense of all that money was not saved or invested. She went out and got this big old house that she rented, with a basketball court and a pool and all these extra stuff that's not needed. You know, the average person doesn't need this on a day-to-day basis. Yes, it's cool to stay somewhere like that for a little while, but we're humans. You know, eventually we'll settle and we'll barely go out there to play basketball, barely touch the pool. Like, y'all know how we are as humans. We adapt and we get used to stuff and be like, oh, okay, the basketball court. Like, oh, I don't feel like going out there today. You know, and you'll get used to it, and 10 times out of 10, never use it, never look at it, stuff like that. So, it just don't seem like she has as much money tucked away for hard times. And I'm not necessarily saying that she's going through hard times, but it seems as though she didn't necessarily have no money to sustain her lifestyle. I'm going to say that. And from what the besties was saying, allegedly, she wasn't paying them. So she was keeping all her money to herself or giving it to Blueface. I don't know. But it just don't seem like she had rainy day money put away. And it's starting to drizzle. And she was like, Zeus, I need that. You know? So y'all let me know what y'all think. I am excited to see the interview. When is the interview gonna come out? Probably in a month or so. I believe they gonna hold that interview tight. Because he has did other interviews on Zeus. And I always be like, you know, in my free time, I'm going to listen. It never comes to that. But he know everybody wants Tiki to talk. Everybody wants Tiki to get to the root of the tutor of her and Chrisean's relationship. Her being on baddies. Dolly. DTB. They know everybody want to see that. So, I believe they're going to hold it. You know, as they always do, they give us like a teaser, then a trailer, then they drop it. Personally, I think they're going to drop it maybe next Sunday or the Sunday after that. Just because, like I said, you know, they hold stuff so tight. But that's all I got for y'all in this one. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Bye.